Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Finally, the pilot podcast episode of the Deload. I'm your host, the American Outlaw SLC, Sean L. Christ, owner of Valor and Venom Productions, the #1 strength sports event production company in Arizona. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you for those that are listening in today. Thank you for those that are going to go ahead, hopefully, and give us some good feedback, whether it's negative or positive. It's what we want to hear because we want to go ahead and grow this podcast into something that is going to accentuate the amount of strength sports and the athletes here and make them a national name, because the community here in Arizona is absolutely phenomenal. It is a family, and we love seeing everybody, and we definitely love cheering on all the athletes that compete every single time. So, to give you a quick rundown on what this is going to be our podcast talking about strength sports here, obviously, in Arizona. You know, we're going to do everything from bodybuilding to strongman to powerlifting, you name it. And the thing about this is that what we want to have done is, if you have gym owners out there, if you have coaches out there, if you have trainers out there, or if you just have athletes yourselves, you want to go ahead and showcase what you're about and showcase what you've been doing. Get a hold of me, get a hold of Paul Leonard, the other co-host of this, and also the other co-host we have is Brittany Ariel. Unfortunately, those two cannot be here. But get a hold of us, because we want to showcase you. We want the world to know what you're doing. If we can help out in any way, that's the whole point, because we just want to go ahead and grow the strength community to keep these sports alive and to just give respect due to the athletes that compete every day. So this podcast, real quick, is going to be maybe about 8 minutes long, 10 minutes long, depending on how much talking I do just for the first one. And it probably would go in 2 segments, because there's a lot of things I want to cover that happened over the weekend. There were a lot of gyms out there that had some competitions. There's a lot of athletes that I saw were setting national, world, and personal records, and we want to showcase them here on the show. But the first 2 I definitely want to talk about, because I'm talking about the event over there at Elios. It was in Phoenix over the weekend, and there was 2 individuals that, for one, over the past couple of years, I have personally known and have watched just continue to amaze us and just get stronger every single time. I'm talking about Xavier from the Power Sauce, and I'm talking about CJ Pierce also as well. So let me go ahead and show you these 2 individuals. So this happened over the weekend. So Xavier's 20 years old, representing a Power Sauce out of Flagstaff, Arizona. And right there, he just did a national record for his weight class at 377 pounds. Absolutely incredible. He just competed a few weeks ago here at Stack Monsters, where he pulled over 800 pounds and he log pressed over 300. He is a young athlete. He's a strong athlete, but he is absolutely just an incredible individual to watch and to know on a personal level. So if you get a chance, go ahead on over to Instagram, look up the Power Sauce. You can follow them. Sully is the individual that has created that over the years there. Opened a brand new gym called New Roots. Obviously, you can see it right there on the screen. XL Strength is Xavier's personal Instagram page. You gotta want to follow these individuals, because if you're into strength sports and you want to see what the future is looking like, it's right there. That man is definitely a sight to see, and definitely just a fun person to be around. Very humble, but absolutely just exciting every time we sit there and talk and we get to meet up. The second individual, believe it or not, actually is in Flagstaff as well. He's got a job up there. He just moved there recently, and I'm talking about CJ Pierce. Now, let me explain what CJ Pierce is, because he's not a person. He's a phenomenon, in my opinion, and I don't care what anybody says. I love the guy to death, and I'll talk him up and down. When it comes to training, or when it comes to just watching an athlete perform, it's exactly the same. It's dynamic and it's explosive, and he is pound for pound probably the strongest male in his weight class when it comes to the strongman sports. I'm about to show you his national record, and he weighed in around about 180, 185 pounds, but you gotta watch this. Hell of a crowd there.
Come on!
like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing. Not a big deal at all. He is coming off of a bicep tear that he unfortunately suffered at an event that we were at doing a tire flip last year in December. And let me tell you the kind of person he is. That didn't slow him down one bit. The next day, pretty much, he went and got his x-rays, went and got his MRIs, no problem. Within probably about 3 to 4 days, that man was in the gym doing single arm presses, keeping his training up, keeping his explosive up, and it wasn't letting that set him back. So you look at almost 11 to 12 months later, boom, he's on the platform setting a national record for his weight class. A world record for his weight class, and with a total of 368 pounds. You got to take a look at him. You got to follow him because it's just something to sight to behold. If you ever see him, if you ever talk to him, very humble guy, except when he gets on that platform. When it is go time and it is time to perform, he brings his A game every single time. So, that's really at the 7-minute mark going on here. But this is what I want to do real quick is to show you kind of like the framework that we have, the look that it has. If there's something you want to see change, something you want to see a little different, if the sound sounds okay, if the video looks okay, please just get back to us real quick. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop the podcast right here because I just want to try this out. I just want to see how it worked out, see what you guys think about it. And we're going to go ahead and probably release maybe a 2, maybe a 3-parter for the next couple of days, and we'll get you guys feedback because the plan is to have this thing to a point to where we can go live, where we can do live interviews with the athletes, with the gym owners, talk about the upcoming events, talk about what's coming up your way if you want to see what strength sports are not only down here in Arizona, but also nationally. So we're going to go ahead and sign off real quick. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to launch another one here because I didn't want to take up too much time because it is just about 8 minutes. I want to make sure your attention span is strictly on the podcast and looking for any feedback you guys can give us. So, again, thank you for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you soon, and y'all take care.